As Jennifer unlocked her door and stepped inside, the heat hit her like a wave. The tiny fan she relied on sat useless in the corner, and the thought of trying to sleep in the stifling heat made her want to cry. She dropped her bag and sat heavily on her bed, letting out a long sigh. Her phone sitting on the table suddenly began to ring. Jennifer frowned, picked it up, and squinting at the screen. Who is this again? She muttered under her breath. When she answered, the familiar voice of her mother filled the line. Jennifer, my daughter, how are you? Jennifer sighed, already sensing where the conversation was heading. Mama, I am fine. How is everyone at home? Her mother hesitated for a moment before speaking. We are managing, but things are not easy. Your siblings haven't eaten since yesterday, and your father's medication has finished. I don't know what to do anymore. Jennifer felt a lump rise in her throat. She knew her parents were struggling, but she had so little to give. Her salary barely covered her rent, transportations, and food. Mama, things are tight here too, she said carefully. I just started this job, and the money isn't much. I haven't even paid my rent. Her mother sighed heavily. I understand, my daughter. But if you can send even a little, it will help us manage. Your father needs his medicine. Jennifer closed her eyes, feeling a wave of guilt and helplessness. She wanted to help, but where would the money come from? I will see what I can do, Mama, she finally said. Just give me some time. Her mother thanked her. They ended the call. Jennifer stared at the phone in her hand, feeling the weight of the world pressing down on her. The room was dark and suffocatingly hot. Jennifer lay on her bed, staring at the ceiling as tears silently rolled down her face. The constant demands, her landlord, her manager, her family were pulling her in every direction. I can't keep living like this, she whispered into the darkness. There has to be a way out. There has to be. Despite her exhaustion, Jennifer couldn't sleep. She began to think about her life and how far she had come. Even with all the challenges, deep down, she knew she couldn't give up. This job is not my hand, she told herself. I will find a way to make things better. For me, for my family, for everyone depending on me. As the night wore on, Jennifer's tears dried and she began to form a plan. She would save every penny she could, endure Miss Tayo's torment a little longer, and start looking for opportunities to improve her situation. Her scars were many, but they were proof of her strength. She would keep fighting, no matter how hard life got. Saturday morning brought no relief for Jennifer. Exhausted from the week's struggles, she was still in bed, trying to grab a few extra minutes of sleep, when a loud knock startled her. Who is that? She called out groggily in Yoruba. It's me, Bosse, came the reply. Jennifer groaned, dragging herself halfway up. The door is open. Come in. Bosse pushed the door open and stepped inside, hands on her hips, as she looked at Jennifer, still sprawled on her bed. You are still sleeping? Bosse asked incredulously. What happened to you? Get up, Joe. Jennifer rolled over and covered her face with a pillow. Leave me, oh, Bosse. Na me know wetin I dey pass through. Bosse pulled a chair close to the bed and sat down. What's going on? Why do you sound like this? Talk to me, abeg. Jennifer sighed, pulling the pillow off her face. Bosse, I am tired. Everything is getting too much. This woman at work, Miss Tayo, has been tormenting me since the day she came back. She's always shouting, always looking for a way to frustrate me. Then I come home and there is no light, no water. My landlord is on my neck for rent. And yesterday, my mama called asking for money because they have not eaten, and my papa needs medicine. Bosse's expression softened. Jennifer, I'm so sorry. It's really not easy. It's not, Jennifer continued, her voice heavy. Sometimes I just feel like giving up. This Lagos life is something else. Everywhere I turn, there is one problem or another. I don't even know if this job is worth it. Marcel reached out and placed a hand on Jennifer's shoulder. Look, I understand Lagos is hard, but you are one of the strongest people I know. Don't let that woman push you out of your job. You have already come this far, and I know you will find a way to overcome this. Jennifer sat up, leaning against the wall. Bosse, I hear you, but how do I keep going when everything feels like it's falling apart? You will keep going because you have to, Bosse replied firmly. For your family, for your dreams, for yourself. This situation won't last forever, but you need to hold on. You never know when things will turn around. Jennifer nodded slowly. Bosse words didn't erase her problem, but they gave her a small glimmer of hope. The two friends sat together for a while, talking about life and struggles they both faced. Bosse shared her stories of her own challenges at her tailor apprenticeship, and Jennifer found comfort in knowing she wasn't alone. Before Bosse left, she stood by the door and turned to Jennifer. Ha! I almost forgot. Jennifer, who was still seated on her bed, raised an eyebrow. What is it again, Bosse? You remember Femi, that guy that used to like you? Bosse said, her tone playful. Jennifer immediately hissed and rolled her eyes. That guy, I beg, I no get time for him. Bosse chuckled and stepped back into the room. Come on, Jennifer, why are you like this? This guy is doing well now. He has money. In fact, my friend, he said he wants to take us out tomorrow. Jennifer folded her arms and leaned back against the wall. Bosse, I don't even get the strength for all this outing matter. I beg, I have too much on my mind to be following one guy up and down. Ah, Jennifer, Bosse exclaimed. Why are you like this? You won't even give him a chance. Look, it's just an outing. You don't have to marry him. Jennifer sighed. Bosse, you know my life is complicated right now. I can't be adding one guy to the mix. I am just trying to survive, I beg. Bosse leaned closer, a sly smile on her face. Sometimes you need to stop thinking so much and just enjoy yourself. It's not every time suffer ahead. Tomorrow we go out, eat good food, and have a nice time. Femi is paying, so you don't even have to spend a kobo. Jennifer hesitated, torn between her reluctance and the appeal of a free outing. It had been ages since she did anything for herself, and the thought of escaping her problems, even for a few hours, was tempting. I would think about it, she finally said. Bosse clapped her hands expectantly. That's my girl. I will come and pick you up tomorrow. You better be ready. Jennifer shook her head, a small smile playing on her lips. Despite her initial resistance, we will see, Bosse, we will see. As Bosse left, Jennifer lay back on her bed, pondering the unexpected invitation. Perhaps a break from her routine wasn't such a bad idea after all. Sunday came with a slight breeze, and for once, Jennifer woke up feeling a bit lighter. Bosse had insisted on the outing the previous day, and though she was still unsure about seeing Femi, Jennifer decided to go along. She figured she could use a break from her overwhelming routine. After attending church, Jennifer hurried back to her room to freshen up. Bosse arrived not long after, knocking expectantly on her door. Jennifer, open up, oh, we are running late. Jennifer opened the door, shaking her head at her friend's energy. Late for what? It's not like I was dying to go. I beg, leave all this talk, Bosse said, stepping inside and plopping onto the bed. We are going, and that's final. Come, let me help you pick what to wear. After much deliberation, Jennifer finally settled on a simple but elegant outfit. She looked at herself in the cracked mirror and sighed. Are you sure I don't look too plain? You look great, Bosse said with a grin. Femi will definitely be impressed. Now, let's go. The two friends stepped out of the building and made their way downstairs, chatting and laughing along the way. As they approached the street, Jennifer spotted a sleek black car parked near the gate. Femi was leaning casually against the car, dressed in a striped white shirt and jeans. His confident smile widened when he saw them approaching. Ladies, he called out, spreading his arms. You are finally here. I thought you would keep me waiting all day. Bosse laughed. Ah, Femi, you know how women are. We have to look good, Abby. Jennifer gave a polite nod, feeling a bit awkward. Good afternoon, Femi. Good afternoon, Jennifer. Femi replied, his gaze lingering on her for a moment longer than she liked. You are looking beautiful as always. Jennifer forced a small smile. Thank you, shall we? Femi said, opening the door for them. Bosse eagerly climbed into the passenger seat, while Jennifer slid into the back seat as the car pulled onto the road. Bosse and Femi chatted animatedly, but Jennifer remained quiet, her thoughts drifting back to her worries. Femi drove them to a high-end restaurant in the heart of Lagos. The interior was sleek and modern, with soft music playing in the background and waiters gliding between tables. Jennifer couldn't remember the last time she had been somewhere so fancy. Order anything you want, Femi said as they settled into their seats. Bosse didn't need to be told twice. She quickly scanned the menu. While Jennifer hesitated, she felt out of place, as if she didn't belong in such a luxurious setting. Don't be shy, Jennifer, Femi said, noticing her hesitation. Today is all about enjoying yourself. Reluctantly, Jennifer picked something modest from the menu. As the food arrived, the three of them ate and chatted, with Femi making an effort to include Jennifer in the conversation. So Jennifer, Femi said at one point, leaning slightly forward, Bosse tells me you are working at Supreme Mart. How's that going? Jennifer hesitated, unsure of how much to reveal. It's fine, she said simply. Femi, Bosse cutting. Femi, you need to hear what this girl has been going through at work. Her manager is giving her wahala every single day. Femi frowned. Wahala? Why are you still there? Then, you deserve better than that. Jennifer sighed. It's not that simple. I need the job to pay my rent and support my family. I don't really have a choice. Femi nodded thoughtfully. I understand. Lagos is tough, but if you ever need help, don't hesitate to ask. Jennifer gave a non-committal smile, unsure of how to respond. As they finished their meal, Femi leaned back in his chair, studying Jennifer. You know, he began, I might have something that could help you. Jennifer looked up, her curiosity piqued. Help me? How? I have a friend who runs a marketing firm, Femi explained. He's looking for someone reliable to manage client accounts. It's better pay and better hours than what you are doing now. If you are interested, I could set up a meeting for you. Jennifer was taken aback. The idea of leaving her current job and working in a more professional environment sounded almost too good to be true. You don't have to decide, Femi added quickly. Just think about it and let me know. As they left the restaurant, Jennifer's mind was swirling between possibilities. Would this be the opportunity she had been waiting for? After the luxurious meal, Femi turned to Bosse and Jennifer with a mischievous grin. Ladies, the day isn't over yet. I know just the place to make this outing perfect. The beach. What do you think? Bosse clapped her hands excitedly. Yes, that sounds amazing. Jennifer hesitated, but the idea of feeling the ocean breeze and escaping her worries, even for a short while, sounded appealing. Alright, she said softly. Femi nodded in satisfaction and drove them to the beach. The air was cool and salty, and the sound of crashing waves filled the atmosphere. People were scattered along the shore, some laughing, others playing, and few simply enjoying the serenity. See, Femi said as they walked along the sand. This is what you need, Jennifer. Just breathe, relax, and let the waves take away all your worries. Jennifer couldn't help but smile a little. The cool breeze against her skin and the rhythm of the waves did feel calming. She let herself enjoy the moment, her laughter joining Bosse's as they splashed water at each other near the shore. For a few hours, she forgot about Miss Tayo, the landlord, the rent, and her family's financial struggle. It was just the sea, the breeze, and the moment. The return journey, however, was a stark reminder of reality. As they made their way back into the city, they hit the infamous Lagos traffic on the third mainland bridge. This traffic again, Bosse groaned, slumping in her seat. Welcome to Lagos, Femi said dryly, drumming his finger on the steering wheel. Bosse turned to Jennifer with a laugh. You see why we all need rich husbands, to avoid this wahala. Just buy a helicopter. Jennifer chuckled, but shook her head. Even the rich still complain. The economy is affecting everybody. Look at fuel price. foods. Everything is like there is no escape. You are not wrong, Femi chimed in. But we can't just sit and complain. That's why I believe in creating opportunities. We have to find way to thrive no matter what. Bosse nodded in agreement, and the car fell into a thoughtful silence as they slowly inched forward. By the time they arrived at Jennifer's apartment, the sky was already dark. Femi pulled up near the gate and turned to Jennifer as she opened the car door. Jennifer, he said, his tone serious, can I have your number? I would like to keep in touch, and if you need help with anything at all, just let me know. Jennifer hesitated for a moment before nodding. She recited a number, and Femi quickly saved it in his phone. Thank you for today, Jennifer said, stepping out of the car. You are welcome, Femi replied with a warm smile. Remember, I am just a call away if you need any assistance. As Bosse and Jennifer walked towards the building, Bosse nudged her playfully. See now, Femi is trying. At least give him a chance. Jennifer smiled faintly but said nothing, her mind too busy processing the events of the day. Inside her apartment, Jennifer sat on her bed, staring at the ceiling, the beach, the mail, Femi's offer. It all felt like a whirlwind. Would this be the beginning of a change in her life? She thought. Jennifer woke up, her alarm clock blaring. She groaned, realizing she was running late. Jumping out of bed, she rushed to the bedroom, silently thanking her stars that there was no queue today. After a quick bath, she dressed hurriedly, grabbed her bag, and dashed out of the apartment. At the last minute, she realized she didn't check if she had everything. No time for that, she thought, as she sprinted toward the bus stop. When she arrived, chaos greeted her. The bus stop was packed with commuters, and the air was thick with frustration. People pushed, yelled, and paced nervously. No bus, Jennifer muttered under her breath. A quick glance at the scene told her what she feared most. There was shortage of buses, and the fares had skyrocketed. Jennifer looked around, feeling a wave of anxiety. She glanced at her wrist, only to realize she wasn't wearing her watch. Oh no, she muttered. She reached for her phone in her bag to check the time, but froze. Where is it? A quick search confirmed her worst fear. She had left it at home. Just great, she sighed, scanning the crowd. She turned to a woman standing nearby. Please, ma, what's the time? The woman gave her a sharp, annoyed look, rolled her eyes, and hissed, Go and ask someone else, she snapped, turning away. Jennifer bit her lip, feeling humiliated. This Lagos self, she thought, no courtesy, no patience. The sound of a Mole bus rolling into the bus stop snapped her out of her thoughts. Oshodi, Oshodi, the conductor shouted from the door, clanging the metal bars of the bus. The crowd erupted in a frenzy. People surged forward, pushing and shoving to get on board. Some passengers squeezed through the window, while others argued and shouted at each other. Mi ò ní change o, the conductor backed, warning passengers to have the exact fare ready. Jennifer hesitated for a moment, overwhelmed by the chaos. She hated rushing like this, but she had no choice. If she didn't get on this bus, she would be late for work, and Miss Taya wouldn't let her hear the ends of it. Taking a deep breath, she joined the throng, clutching her bag tightly as she fought her way towards the bus. Jennifer finally managed to squeeze into the crowded mallway, standing in the aisle with barely enough space to breathe. The bus lurched forward, and she grabbed onto the rail to steady herself. Mi ò ní change o, the conductor repeated, moving down the aisle to collect fares. Jennifer dug into her bag for money, praying she had enough for the inflated fare. Thankfully, she found the right amount and handed it over. Others weren't so lucky, as arguments erupted between the conductor and the passengers over change. The bus crawled through traffic, with the conductor shouting at the other driver, hanging halfway out the door. Jennifer tried to focus on staying calm, but the heat, noise, and the smell of sweat were overwhelming. Why is this my life? She muttered under her breath, shaking her head. By the time the bus arrived at her stop, Jennifer was already late. She jumped off the bus and ran the rest of the day to work, her heart pounding. As she entered the office, Miss Taya was waiting at her desk, her arms folded and scowl on her face. Jennifer, she snapped, do you know what time it is? Jennifer opened her mouth to explain but was immediately cut off. Spare me the excuse. You are always late these days. If you can't manage your time, maybe this job isn't for you. Jennifer bit her tongue, swallowing the rude thoughts that bubbled up. She knew arguing would only make things worse. I am sorry, ma, she said quietly. Sorry doesn't cut it, Miss Tayo said, turning on her heel and walking away. Jennifer sat at the desk, trying to shake off the frustration of the morning. She couldn't help but think about how everything seemed to be working against her. Her job, her commute, even the people around her. A thought drifted into Femi's sofa. Could this job really be better than this? She wondered, but she hesitated. Trusting people didn't come easily to her, and the idea of leaving the small sense of security she had was daunting. She took a deep breath, determined to get through the day. One day at a time, Jennifer, she said to herself, just one day at a time. Jennifer dragged herself through another grueling day at work. As a sales representative, her role required her to be on field, moving from one location to another, convincing potential customers to buy products and boosting the company's sales. It was exhausting. To make matters worse, Miss Tayo had called her into her office earlier in the morning with a stern warning. Jennifer, Miss Tayo said, glaring at her from across the desk, the company is not a charity organization. If you want to keep your job, you need to start pulling your weight. Your sales numbers are abysmal, and I can't keep tolerating mediocrity. I am trying my best, ma, Jennifer had replied, her voice barely above a whisper. Try harder, Miss Tayo snapped. I am giving you a target for this month. If you don't meet it, consider yourself out of a job. As the week progressed, Jennifer found herself running from one end of Lagos to the other, visiting shops, markets, and offices, trying to convince people to buy the company's product. Madam, I beg now, she pleaded with a potential customer one afternoon. Just try our product. I promise you won't regret it. I beg, carry your wahala go, the woman replied, waving her off. I don't need it. Jennifer sighed, wiping the sweat from her forehead. The scorching sun, the endless rejection, and the constant pressure from Miss Tayo were starting to take their toll. She thought about the targets she had been given. It seemed impossible to meet, but she couldn't afford to lose this job. Her rent was overdue, her family depended on her, and she had no backup plan. At the end of the day, Jennifer returned to the office to report her progress. She handed in her logbook to Miss Tayo, who flipped through it with a look of disdain. This is all you managed to do today? Miss Tayo asked, her tone dripping with disappointment. Ma, it's not easy, Jennifer replied cautiously. People are not buying like before because of the economy. Excuses, Miss Tayo backed. If others can meet their target, why can't you? You better find a way to improve, or else. The unspoken threat hung heavily in the air as Jennifer left the office. As she made her way home, stuck once again in Lagos traffic, Jennifer couldn't help but feel overwhelmed. The weight of everything, her job, her rent, her family needs, pressed down on her like a heavy load. She thought about Femi's offer. What if his friend company really is better than this? But that crept in immediately. What if it's just talk? What if I live here and it's worse? The traffic moved sluggishly, mirroring the pace of her thoughts. Jennifer sighed deeply. She didn't know how much longer she could keep going like this. Jennifer was sitting silently on the bus, staring blankly out the window as the vehicle crawled through Lagos traffic. Her thoughts were heavy with worry about her job and her mounting challenge when her phone rang. She pulled it out of her bag and saw her mother's name flashing on the screen. With a weary sigh, she answered, Hello, ma. Jennifer. Her mother's voice was thick with distress. Your father, his condition has worsened. The doctor said we need to get the medication today, or he won't make it through the night. We don't have money. Tears welled up in Jennifer's eyes as her mother continued. Please, my daughter, you have to find a way. I know you are struggling, but we are desperate. Your siblings haven't eaten either. I don't know what to do. The call ended, leaving Jennifer in a daze, Silent tears rolled down her cheek as the reality of her family situation sank in. A fellow passenger noticed her distress. Madam, are you okay? What's the matter? Jennifer wiped her tears quickly and gave a weak smile. Thanks, I am fine. The passenger gave her a sympathetic nod and turned away, leaving her to her thoughts. As the bus moved forward, Jennifer felt trapped. Her salary wasn't due for another 2 weeks, and even if it was, it wouldn't be enough to cover her father's medication and rent. Her mind wandered to Femi's offer. He said she could reach out if she needed help. Should I call him? She wondered. Hesitating, it felt awkward, but what choice did she have? That night, after she arrived home, she sat alone in her dimly lit apartment. She picked up her phone and dialed Femi's number.